Hi, I wanted to make a quick vlog talking about getting distracted while working on something and kind of going down rabbit holes, which is something that I've done a lot of and I do all the time still. And so, I got this idea today when I was trying to install something to run PHP instead of using an online compiler when I was watching a tutorial video. And the whole thing is like I could either watch the video and keep learning from it and using the slower compiler, or I can spend the time to install the PHP compiler and figure out how to use it, which will take away from the time I can watch the video, but supposedly speed things up in the long run. So my thoughts behind going down rabbit holes and stuff, like I used to do things where I would try and get everything perfect from the beginning, and so theoretically I'd be optimizing for the longest term thing, but what I have realized is that actually that is not always the best thing to do, because sometimes you optimize too much and you don't get anything done, or you just go really slow, and actually all these little tiny things you're optimizing are actually minutia and they're not helping you. So there's this paradigm that Dane Miller has talked about, and he calls it Mr. Right versus Mr. Right Now. And so like Mr. Right is when you, or Mrs. Right is when you, you do everything perfect, everything is remarkable, it's all optimized from the start, but what happens is like you never push anything, nothing ever gets launched. And Mr. Right Now is somebody who writes everything and gets it the product out there, but at the end it's full of bugs, so or it's like you change something and it breaks. So it's important to have a combination of being Mr. Right and Mr. Right Now, and being able to discern like where you want to put your resources. Like, is it really necessary to write your functions in such a way that all the variables are being reused and no line is repeated twice and stuff like that? I mean, sometimes it is, and sometimes actually it's really helpful to do that stuff from the beginning. But then sometimes, like I've spent a lot of time trying to make something not have to be repeated, and then it's only repeated in like 3 places or something, and it's not touched anymore later, and it was just a waste of time, like writing the code to repeat that thing. Like if you have something that needs to be repeated 3 times, and it could take you 1 minute to just repeat it 3 times, or it can take you 10 minutes to write a function to repeat it 3 times, and you're never going to use it again, then it makes sense to just repeat it the fast way. But the caveat is that you don't know in the future if you or some other developer down the line is going to need to repeat those things. So that's kind of what you have to keep in mind. There was the guy, I think one of the guy who founded Shopify. He was a German guy. I don't know his name, but he had a motto when he was on the Tim Ferriss podcast. He said, if I have to do something once, I do it. If I have to do something twice, I get annoyed by it. And if I have to do something 3 times, I automate it. So that kind of goes against what I just said about having to repeat something 3 times and automating it. But yeah, so it just, what I think I got from his motto was that if you're going to repeat something, it doesn't have to be like the first time you repeat you repeat the first time you have to repeat something, that you go and automate it. Like the way I'm doing things now is that if I have to repeat something once or twice, I'll just do it. But if I foresee, or if I'm experiencing that I'm repeating something again and again, I'll go through and make sure that that's automated, so I don't face problems down the line. So I wanted to just take that video and talk to you about writing reusable code, and keeping in mind like when to go down rabbit holes and when not to, and that if you go down too many rabbit holes, then you're not pushing products out, and that's not good. So yeah, that's some food for thought. Thanks for listening and watching, and good night.